Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Happy patch day guys. So the patch is released, Danger Zone is now here with us, so make sure to subscribe to see more content on that. Make sure to be a member and click the little bell icon, and let's get into it. So the first aircraft that we're going to talk about is of course the F-14. The Tomcat is here. So yeah, I'm going to make a proper video on the Tomcat itself, on flying battles and stuff, and kind of a review. Make sure to sub for that, and I'm going to make a full review in all the new aircraft added. So, but we're going to talk a little bit on all the things that were added in this patch. There are some things that I already talked about it on the dev videos, so they're not going to be very in-depth videos on the stuff that I already covered on that. So, of course, the F-14. Of course, it's a little bit better. The TWS is working a little bit better. I'm going to show a little bit for you guys, but there are some very cool things, little things, like there are new skins, for example, experimental tricolor camouflage, starfighters VF-33 from the USS America, and the bounty hunters from the USS Enterprise, the VF-2. So new skins, even though I kind of like this more because it's the first squadron that used the F-14, and I kind of wanted the Tomcatters, I think it's called, but which has the black nose, which is always a cool little thing in the aircraft. But yeah, of course it starts with the AIM-9D, which I kind of don't agree with. I mean, we should get the AIM-9H already in the like stock, but still don't matter. Talking about the AIM-9H is basically the same as the AIM-9G, but with a higher track rating game. In real life, it was a missile that was supposed to be a little bit better, getting the in like basically more a stronger missile for taking the hits from the carrier deck landings and stuff like that. Apparently, the AIM-9Gs in these were used to getting kind of malfunctions because of that, so the H would fix that. So that would be the main thing. But of course, in game we don't have that, but we have the higher track rate. Of course, we have the AIM-7F. And of course the AIM-54, which is the new missile Fox 3. Now the Fox 3 is working properly, and let's get into it very quickly just to show a little bit with the AIM-54. Like I said, I'm going to make videos on the F-14 for like a review. You have the Vulcan, as you see, and yeah, and the flares. Of course, we have the TWS, as you see, and now you just select the target moving down there, and you just click the button to fire the missile, and it will fire with the Phoenix, you know, and it will eventually hit the target if it can. It didn't, but if you can, it will hit the target. Okay, so yeah, and it has the active thing and the active radar on the missile, and the inertial navigation and the data link. So it's supposed to be very good at long ranges. It's supposed to do the lofting and stuff like that. Let's try again. So the way it works, you just select a target as you see on the radar screen there, like this. And of course we lost the lock, for example, and the missile couldn't get a lock as well. It's trying to to get itself there, but yeah, it is working properly. And of course, remember, this is a very old radar. The technology on this radar is really old. The EJ Kai, for example, will have a much less of a blind speed on the radar. So yeah, but as you see, we have the PD vertical, you know, for the speed compared to you. The normal PD, the search, the TWS, everything. We have the bore sight mode and the vertical scan for quick dogfights together with PD as well. So pretty good, pretty good. And yeah, let's get into the other aircraft because I already talked a lot on the F-14, and we are going to make a proper video on the F-14. So yeah, a lot of new aircraft actually added received the napalm bombs. So yeah, there's a lot of Vietnam era aircraft and late 50s, early 60s, and even later aircraft like that, like the F4, not the F4C, but let me check. Yeah, the F100, for example, and a lot other aircraft like the F5, the A4. So a lot of aircraft received the napalm bombs. So yeah, you can test that out. Pretty cool, but it doesn't kill a lot of things, but still pretty cool. Let's go for Germany now. We have a new aircraft, the Lim5. Of course, it's an evolution from the MiG-17. So it's basically a MiG-17 PF made in Poland. So it has the main differences are two, so the three actually, which are the engines. Of course, here it says that it's a VK1, but it is a VK1F, which is basically the same engine as the MiG-17, but it has an afterburner. Same engine as in the F5 Shenyang. It has the RP5 radar, which is the radar on the MiG-19, and it changes one of the 22 millimeters, 37 millimeters for the 23 millimeters. So it has another NR23. Long-awaited aircraft for me. I'm waiting for, like, since the MiG-17 was added, or the MiG-19. I've been waiting for this aircraft. I think it's the best MiG-17 and one of my favorite aircraft in the game. Now, going to make a video on it. I really enjoy this aircraft. Being a German one, it doesn't have missiles, which is kind of, lame, but still pretty interesting and pretty cool. Of course, Germany being kind of a customer nation, it didn't have many missiles until the MiG-21. So yeah, let's test fly it a little bit. So here we are. So yeah, as you see, it has the afterburner, it has the radar on the right side, and it has a new cockpit. So the MiG-17's received a new cockpit, and especially this one, it has a very different cockpit with this new little canopy and a radar there, and just a very new aircraft. Pretty fun. It has the DDR camouflage. I hoped it had more camouflages, but it doesn't. As you see, it has the 23 millimeters with a lot of ammo for a 23 millimeter for Russian aircraft. So yeah, pretty interesting. The radar is not the most useful thing ever, I must say, because the range on it, it's like the detection actual range on this is like 7 kilometers. It's not 12, but it has the ability to track while scan, kinda. It is out of range there, but as you see, I'm detecting that guy. But it is pretty good. I think it's. I cannot wait to fly this thing on simulator battles because it is 9.0, man, 9.0, and it has a radar and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be pretty good and fun to fly this. Yeah, pretty good. It can reach very high speeds for a subsonic aircraft, like 1,150 on the deck. So yeah, on the hires, it can probably go Mach if you go in a very steep dive and don't mind kind of dying after that because you compress a lot being a MiG-17. So pretty cool, pretty interesting. I hope we see more variants of the MiG-17 PF, especially a Russian version with missiles because come on, this aircraft deserves some missiles. Another aircraft added for Germany is the the Junkers 87 from Libya, apparently, like it was used in Libya from the Germans. So yeah, it is premium right here, very low tier, but pretty good. Another thing that I want to talk about, of course, a lot of aircraft received the custom loadout. So basically all the F4s, all the MiG-21s and 23s, some others, I think. But yeah, a lot of aircraft have the custom loadouts now. So yeah, pretty cool. Another aircraft, a lot of other aircraft used got more ammos, like the F-4EJ received the napalm bombs, the MiG-23s received it, the Sukhoi 22, and the F-4F, for example, received the demolition bomb, the 3,000-pound bomb, American bomb. So pretty good, pretty good. The Soviet Union received one new aircraft, and it received a new cockpit model for the I-15, a new model for the I-15, but I don't mind that. A lot of aircraft received the napalm bombs, so all these aircraft that are not fully spaded, as you see, they received the ZAB 500 or the ZAB 350. Sorry about the Discord there. Trying to get this video out as soon as possible. But of course, the main feature of the update for the Soviet Union is the latest variant of the Su-17 M4. So this is the last variant ever built. But yeah, basically it is the latest variant of the Su-17. So yeah, it has basically the same engines and stuff. little bit more power, I think, maybe. But yeah, it has the laser designator and stuff like that. But the main things are the flares, of course. It has a lot of countermeasures, 256 plus 12 large caliber ones on the side here. So yeah, this is really good flare count, you know. It has the ability to carry the R60M, which is amazing. I mean, you know, the R60M is one of the best missiles in the game. It has very good performance and the ability, the first Sukhoi to actually have the ability to carry TV guided ammunition. So it has the KH-29's Ts, as you see here. Apparently, it doesn't have the ability to carry the Cab 500, but it doesn't mind that much. It is able to carry the FABs that are always nice to get points on the table. Of course, the S-25s. S-13s, so a lot of rockets, napalms and stuff like that, and they are 60M, so yeah, pretty good. And it has some cool camos, as you see. This is my favorite one, the quadricolor one, and we have and we have the bicolor one. It's kind of brown, you know, kind of weird, but this one is the best one for me. Pretty cool. So yeah, this is for the Soviet Union. The British received a new premium aircraft, pack aircraft, so a version of the Lightning. Basically, it's the same F6 that we're already seeing. It's 9.3, same maiden, same engines, same everything, but it's from the Royal Saudi Air Force. So basically, the F-53 is an export variant of the F6. So yeah, and it has a lot more capabilities here for air to ground. Basically, the same missiles, the Red Tops and the Fire Streaks, but a lot of bombs and a lot of rockets with some interesting ways to carry them. I'm going to show to you guys how it works. And it has even these, which is kind of weird, but let's just to show a little bit. So as you see, it is pretty weird, to be honest. Let me change the rockets. RN rockets. Yeah, and then we have that little thing there that opens. So yeah, it's a lot of rockets, man. It's a lot of rockets. And pretty cool, pretty cool. I think it's really worth it as a premium because it is basically the same as the F6, a 9.3 aircraft. So yeah, it's really good aircraft. I think it has some problems. Sometimes I get problems with the rudder with it and trying to get shots, but still one of the best premiums that you can get by this BR. I mean, it's such a low BR that, I mean, it's a Mach 2 capable aircraft and it's very, very low BR. So yeah, this is the only new aircraft for the British, but we have a new cockpit for the Jaguar. I'm going to show to you guys first the variant of if you there's the thing, if you use these without the TV pod, it is basically a Jaguar 1 GR1A, but if you use it, it's basically a Jaguar GR1B. And if it's the B, the cockpit changes. So yeah, I'm going to show the cockpit on the B variant, and then on the French Jaguar show the normal variant. But as you see, the cockpit is different. As you see, pretty interesting. And it has the capability of changing the mode here to be able to use the INS, which is basically a map on where you are. So yeah, you can see the pod. It is different. I don't know why it's not thermal anymore and it doesn't have the range and stuff. I don't know if it's a bug or anything like that. But yeah, new cockpit. I cannot wait to fly this on simulator. There are some updated models on the Avenger 2 and TBF and I-15, but I'm not going to waste time on that. Japan actually received only the new addition for the AIM-7F instead of the E2 for the Kai, which is pretty cool. I'm going to make a video on that as well. China received basically an F-5E, basically the same F-5 that we already seen on the American 3, so pretty good. Very cool camo, different. Has the same payloads and stuff. No new AIM-9s, no 4 AIM-9s or anything like that, so kind of sad, but still amazing to have that because we needed the last F5 before we get to the F-16s and stuff like that on the Taiwanese line. So yeah. Another thing, before I forget, of course, the Z-19. So yeah, China received the Z-19. It has basically the same type of missile as a Hellfire. with the laser plus the INS, so pretty good. It is very light. I was flying around a little bit, and it is very, very light. It is very fun to fly. So if you want a new helicopter, and yeah, of course we're going to receive the helicopter 3 probably in the next patch, before after this one. Yeah, this is a very good aircraft to have it. I think it's really good. For Italy, we received two new aircraft. First of all, we received a new premium HE Heinkel 112 from the Romanian Air Force, as you see, pretty normal. And we have the Ariete, which is basically a Sagittario with two engines. So yeah, basically it's the same aircraft, very light and stuff, but it is premium, 9.3 instead of 9.0, and it has two engines. So let's show to you a little bit on what it is. So we are here, and as you see, once you get the power on, it opens up that, and it has the engine on the back right there to help a little bit. And with the weight, like weight out there, it's probably really good to actually turn. So it is a very interesting aircraft, a premium, very light, very capable, same guns, and very fun actually. I would get this if I wanted to grind the Titan 3. So pretty cool, pretty cool. 8,000 something Gs. So if you want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments. I'm going to make videos on all the new aircraft eventually. So yeah. For France, we have basically two new aircraft. Of course, we received the Milan. So it's a new Mirage 5 basically. I already mentioned it on the dev server. It has CCIP and CCRP. It has a laser rangefinder on the nose for that. And yeah, it has only AIM-9Bs and stuff, but it is 9.7, so it's fine, you know. I just don't like the Mirage 3 very much, so this is not one of the aircraft that I will like to fly very much. But yeah, but we have the Mirage F1CT, new addition. Basically, there's no reason whatsoever to use the normal Mirage F1C anymore, because this is just a tiny little bit better, you know. Has the same engine. The radar is supposed to be a little bit better, but I don't know in what manner exactly. And in general, it's the same performing aircraft. It has the same missiles. So the Super 530F has the Magics, but it has more bombs and stuff like that. So it can be more of a ground attacker if you want to. And it has the probe there, so pretty fun. It has some weird camos like this one and this one, which are pretty weird. But yeah, it has a normal like similar to the Mirage 5 camo, you know. So I think it's pretty good, pretty interesting, and yeah, basically the same as the Mirage F1, but a little tiny bit better because it can carry more bombs and it might have a better radar. But I don't know if the radar is only better for air to ground in real life, or it is actually better, because it is a different version of the 4MR of the sit on the radar. So yeah, and the Jaguar received a new cockpit. Let's check it out. So Jesus, this is completely different from the British one. I thought it was kind of similar. Yeah, this is completely different, and it has the little pod there. Of course, you can take this with the night visions. And it has a French HUD. So yeah, this is actually pretty good, and a French cockpit actually. This is actually pretty fun, man, for simulators. Let me change, if I can change something here. It doesn't change anything there, but this would be the place that you can, I mean, you can maybe lock on there. Yeah, as you see. So pretty good, guys, pretty interesting. I think it's pretty fun to have these type of systems and different stuff. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I think this is one of the best features. I love when they add this type of advanced kind of modeled cockpits. But yeah, basically for France, this is it. For Sweden, I don't think anything was added, but I couldn't find anything. And for Israel, we didn't receive anything new, but we received some changes. So, for example, the F-4E now, of course, it has the custom loadouts and stuff, and beyond that, it has the ability to carry the 9D and G instead of the P and the E that it received before, because I don't think they actually use that. We have some napalms and stuff for other um, aircraft like this. We should received a new thing here, but yeah, don't mind that much. So yeah, basically this is it. And then helicopters, of course, we received a new helicopter. So starting from the top, of course, we have the kind of the longbow here, the H-64D dash I think it's called. The P-10 I found to be basically the same as the normal one. We have the AH-1F, basically the same one as we have in the American tree. We have the AH-1Q, which is basically a more advanced variant of the AH-1G with basically an AIM-1G with the tow launchers for 8, I think it's the maximum amount. We have of course, the 1G here, the normal one with just rockets and stuff. And we have the little bird, the Hughes MD-500 tow, which is a little bird basically, so pretty cool. It has the ability to carry the tow 2 in 8.7, so it is pretty good to have this type of course it only carries 4, but still pretty good. So yeah, basically this is it. Just to show around a little bit on everything added, make sure to subscribe and we will see more videos upcoming. So thanks, and probably tomorrow reviews on the F-14, the Lim5, all the new aircraft, and so make sure to subscribe, and until the weekend we will be releasing a lot of videos. So make sure to sub, and see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.